I've always loved writers who talk about the idea of exile. Until recently, I don't know if I realized why I was so drawn to that theme, but it may have to do with cancer. I was born in Toronto, but when I was 3 years old, my family moved back to Bangladesh where my parents were from. Life was good. My mom was an artist, my dad a businessman. We had a comfortable life. When I was 15 years old, during my grade 9 final exams, my knee all of a sudden started swelling and bending inwards. The doctors were convinced it was arthritis, but I always thought it was something different. It just didn't feel right. Somehow I could sense something bigger was going on. Eventually, 5 months later, on my birthday, they discovered it was osteosarcoma that had spread to my lungs. No one told me, but my birthday party the next day was the biggest I have ever had, and I was flooded by presents. I knew my life was about to change. 4 days later, I was in India getting chemotherapy, exiled from my friends, my family, in a different country. Over the next 9 months, I had 9 cycles of chemotherapy and a knee replacement surgery, traveling back and forth from Bangladesh to India, a continuous cycle of leaving and coming home. As soon as I finished my treatments, I left for Canada on my own, again exiled to a new country, this time on the other side of the world. I needed a lot of support, which was hard to find, especially in the environment I was living. After a while, I didn't want to ask for help anymore. 4.5 years later, cancer came back again, this time during my grade 12 final exams, a month before my birthday. I had a lung surgery to remove the tumors, and a few months later I started university. I needed help with my classes as I was still recovering from surgery, but I didn't know who to ask for help. I was going through a lot and wasn't able to explain to people how I was feeling. I was trying to force my way through school, but it just wasn't working. After 3 years, I decided to take a break, and over the last few months, I feel like I have had an awakening. I'm kinder to myself and acknowledging my struggles. I'm not so hard on myself anymore, and I feel like I'm finally healing from the years of exile. I'm more comfortable with who I am, and I'm actively taking care of myself by swimming, eating well, attending wellspring classes, meeting other cancer survivors, and sharing stories. I feel like I'm no longer in exile in my own skin.